Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing okay, not too bad. It's a beautiful day. When I was out feeding the kitties, I got to see, well, I saw one of the new babies. It's huge, huge baby, about that big for 2 days old. A little black one with a white foot, at least one white foot. But I didn't want to look further into her little hutch that she's in. There's straw in there and a flap over it. I didn't want to look too much and get like the baby's cold or anything, but she was showing them to me, so I looked in there and yeah, cute. Good that she's alive and they lived through it from what I can tell, all of them, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to be talking about what I have a new term for people that are so egotistical. It's almost beyond narcissism. I'm illegitimate, so don't take offense after my words here, but I call them ego bastards because they'll take credit for something that you've done. I'm not talking about the people on here that are friends that will like share quotes or sayings or ideas or play upon each other's videos like we're in agreement to things. Not that. I'm talking about people that take your ideas and make them look like they are their own ideas, or take your hard work and pretend that they're the ones that put all the time and energy into that. Or people that pretend that, like, if you're on the front line and you're fighting a war, they're going to pretend, the cowardly motherfuckers that they are going to pretend that they're the ones that are in the trenches with their physical being when it's actually you or I. That's what my topic is today. If there's any more to really be said about that, you know, what do these people that do that deserve? You know, reminds me of the scripture, or there's part in the scriptures. Don't know the book, don't know the exact verse. I'm paraphrasing that, like, don't worry about the one that's done like 1 hour of work or 11 hours of work in comparison to the person that's put the life work into it. You know what? Shut the fuck up. That's what I got to say about that. No, still, you didn't do the work. You aren't in the trenches and you're a coward. You're not the one doing it. I am. That type of feeling, you know. That's what I'm feeling today. you know. Mm, I made a fish sandwich last night. Might have been the best one I've ever made. Um, with fish fillets, breaded fish fillets, and I put it on a sourdough bun, and I put American low fat, low sodium cheese on the bottom, and then I made a lemon herb um, uh, sauce to put on top of it. Oh, it was just phenomenal. I only had one sandwich, but I had a few extra pieces there, little fillets of fish. So I had one sandwich and a few fish, but I feel good. And then a glass of milk. Um, I think I'm in my third week of no sugar, and I went like over 2 decades with no sugar. You couldn't. I would sit there and bake stuff for people and not even touch it, or very rarely would I. I just got sick of it. I ate a lot of sugar when I was a kid. A lot of greasy, oily, icky stuff that made me sick and made my adopted parents chunky style. they never did grow out of that. They never could. Um, a little bit they dropped some of their weight through the years, but they never could get back their health like they had been in their youth because of they abused themselves so bad. I think a lot of that had to do with people that had were growing up during the Great Depression. There were a lot of food shortages and that type of thing that like when a kid would get an orange for Christmas, that was a treat. Or stories like you hear how they would make sandwiches out of lard from pigs. So lard sandwiches, and if they were lucky, they'd put sugar on it, that type of thing. That poor, a lot of these. So when they got where they had money in their lives and could afford to eat stuff, they ate all the time and things that weren't always the best for them because they didn't have that type of stuff when they were growing up. So, yeah, yuck. But anyway, so yeah, I went from ego bastards to the Great Depression. Well, that's what I feel like people being authentic and having their own ideas in life versus people that will play off of you or I as that's a great depression in people's intuitiveness. No, their imagination. People don't have a great imagination. They just like stop somewhere in there. They stop, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I didn't tell Doug I was making a video, so if there's some noise, I can hear him choking right now. So, yeah, there might be. We'll work through it. I gotta get a hold of 007 on his channel. I told him I'd come and do a chat with him. Um, if you're watching 00, if you watch this later or sometime, I'll come over there. You said you wanted to talk about Trump. Yeah, I don't know. You probably know more about him than I do. Just I haven't been really watching what they're doing, even passing their bills and the rest. I've kind of backed out of the political scene altogether. So, like I say, you might know more about them than I do because I'm just not interested in it anymore. I don't care. They lie. They've always lied, and I can't stand them. So, and it's all a part of the agendas of what they want is more control with all their computerized digital everything. So, nah. Anyway, yeah, I definitely feel like I'm being interrupted on purpose, but yeah, it'll be okay. Time bandits, ego bastards, um, credit thieving creeps. Like, did you ever say something that was kind of witty or rather witty? Excuse me. Then, like about a week later, or maybe a month or a half a year, a brilliant person that heard you say that will say the exact same thing you said. I mean, I've done that. I've taken, but I don't take credit for what somebody else had said. I will tell you where I heard that, you know. I don't, like I was making a video last week and I had said something rather witty that I had told you it was from a channel called Grim Grit. Yeah, I don't just spit things out that sound pretty cool, like I made it up myself, you know? I just don't. I mean, like I say, playing off of other people's words or expanding on a idea or something, that's not the same thing as actually taking the actual word for word and pretending that it's yours when it's somebody else's, like work you do, like facing the dark cabal by yourself and then having other people pretend like they were the ones that were fearless. No, you weren't. You're cowards. I'm the one that did that. You didn't do that. Nobody else did. I started that decades ago so everybody else would know what the hell's going on out here. I got a hold of the largest Masonic lodge that there is and made no there was no um question to what I was going to do if they didn't start getting information, the truth of the text out to the people in the world. Nobody else did that. And yeah, I was threatened. It's oh, right, right. You want to threaten me at that point? I was in my life, had just had lies in court that allowed monsters to take my children into their home for a couple years. And I almost had a breakdown. But to put it mildly, I was not in the mood to let anybody play with my feelings at that point. I had become rather dangerous. And I'm still in that mood, so choke on it. I'm sick of people playing with my emotions like it doesn't mean anything. Because it wasn't them that did the hard work in the trenches, it was me. I think I'll have a hit of my weed with you. Do you have any? Cheers. Yeah, I haven't had yet today, but I got my exercises in, and I don't know what else I'm going to do today. I'm not sure yet. Well, dishes for sure, but I haven't done them yet. I don't have too many. It's not bad. Not like I used to. I used to cook full course meals for people that were unappreciative. Not just the money that went into it, but the time and the. I always worried about everybody's mental and physical health, and they could have cared less about mine. It's like I was reading a meme, it was something about, oh, I'll find it. I'll find it here in a minute. I'll tell you. It'll just be a moment or two or three here. Oh yeah, the pump's gonna come on. He sees my door closed. He knows. Believe me, it's intentional. Okay, let's see. It's coming up here pretty soon, I think. Maybe. I think this is it. Yes, this is it. This goes for women too, and this goes for parents. But when a man is gentle, soft, and consistently respects you, that's when your nervous system starts healing. That's why some women have that special glow when they're being loved right in a relationship. It's not the love itself, it's the emotional safety. That's something I've never had with another human being. Never. So, yeah. But it does go true, like I say, with not just women, you know, men suffer from that too. I'll read you a few memes if I have something good. Let me see. First, child's first enemy is an unhealed parent. Then I have Mickey Mouse being thrown in the sea with a millstone tied around his neck. You know what that means. Then I have a post that's the CDC, it's all lies. I have this documented too. One more time, the CDC made me sick and tried to hide my records. Hello, anyone in there? And then I've already been through hell, so give it your best shot. Not only will I survive, I will win. According to quantum physics, a particle vibrating due to your sound you speak can affect a molecule inside a star at the edge of the universe instantly. This phenomenon is known as quantum entanglement. The greatest illusion of the universe is the illusion of separation, and then on top I put the logic dictates that this theory states there is no anything. It's all connected. That's why I've never really liked the term universe. That implies Um, okay, there's two ways to look at it. Either implies two, or like in vehicles, when you're repairing a vehicle or in body shops or whatever, there's cars that are not built on the frame. It's got a independent substructure, and they're called unibodies. Isn't that interesting? But it's a separate situation from the frame. My secret is I do what works for me. I don't bother a soul. I don't compare. I don't copy. I don't watch. And I could care less about one's perception of me. I genuinely support others until I conclude you're not deserving. I'm always in my own lane, riding my own wave, eyes on my own prizes. I'm ready to like men for their money, 'cause liking them for who they are has cost me. This is interesting. Did you know the founding fathers only paid senators and representatives per diem amount where in session or when in session? Why? Because the founding fathers knew that if Congress were to ever be paid salaries, which they could vote to increase themselves, then Congress would no longer be of the people, but rather above the people. They wanted those in Congress to be subject to the same economic and financial conditions as the rest of the nation, based on the laws they passed. Then I've got a picture of a cat. It says, to gain the trust of a feral cat is to witness the transformation of fear into faith, of loneliness into companionship. It is rare and a beautiful gift. And then how about this? Would you like to maybe meet up somewhere in the woods and just scream? We could go get coffee after. It's pretty funny. About 2 million people now on the U.S. terrorism watch list report. And then a guy's saying, gotta bump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. There's a lot more of us that disrespect our government. The greatest enemy trap in the world, choosing sides over things that don't matter, fighting wars that we were never meant to fight, arguing over illusions, forgetting the truth. The magnolia plants are so ancient they were populated by beetles as they evolved before bees existed. I shared this in my community. There's a whale that sings at the frequency no one else understands, but she sings anyway, which is flipping sad. And this, I'll read it to you. And this was my question to Doug: is she um, de-evolution? Is she evolution? Like, is she singing a song that's so ancient the new ones don't understand? Or is it so brand new they don't understand? Somewhere in the vast ocean, a lone whale sings a song no other whale can hear. She was discovered in 1992, her voice detected by underwater listening stations once used to monitor submarines. Unlike the blue whales of or fin whales, whose deep calls echo at 10 to 25 hertz, this whale sings at 52 hertz. Too high, too different, too lonely. For decades, scientists have listened. They were they've never seen her, only heard her call over and over, year after year. She has no known pod, no mate, no replies, just her voice, rippling out through the water like a message in a bottle. They call her the 52 hertz whale. To some, she is the loneliest in the world, and yet the silence that follows her songs, she never stops singing. Maybe it's not just a call for others. Maybe it's a reminder that if no one answers, your voice still matters. Maybe it's that makes her voice that's what makes her voice not the loneliest, but the most hopeful. Uh, yeah, I'm used like that and I don't appreciate it. There's people, and that's kind of what I was talking about too. They can hear me. They take what the vibe is, but they never talk to me. You want to take what I have. You want to benefit from what it is, like the beautiful song of that whale, but overlook the loneliness and make it into something else for your own benefit. Don't be hard on yourself for not finding love. Maybe your soulmate is already dead. I'm sorry. Don't get it twisted. Those who vocalize what bother them and establishes boundaries knows what they deserve and enforce their deal breakers as a pledge of self-love. They are opposite of insecure. They are so sure of what they deserve. No tolerance for half-assed people, actions, intentions. No room for those who repeatedly disrespect one's kindness and take them for granted. Ego bastards. That's my topic. I think I made my point. That's exactly that. Those just what I read. That's enough. I'm perfectly clear. In other words, it's very inhuman to take somebody's abilities, pretend they're your own, and leave that person lonely like they're a non entity a non-human, non-worthy, um, or that because it benefits other people, that that person doesn't matter. Just because it benefits people, you know. How do you make a monster? Take the kindest heart in the world and stomp on it. That's how you make a monster. Anybody else? You know? You sick of it? I am. People always think that you snap when you finally had enough, like you went off your rocker or something, but you can like only hold so much in sometimes till um, that wrath starts to leak out. It wasn't even wrath, it was just irritant at first. And then they kept pummeling and pummeling. So pretty soon that irritation turns into a little bit of anger. And then that anger turns into full blown wrath that you keep subdued. And then when you snap, it's your fault because the cowards and the uh, mimickers, the phony people out there, the cold hearted people that want to use you and not give you credit. And you're just supposed to sit by and say, oh, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. That shit. That's some brainwashing bullshit right there. People don't want to step up and actually battle the dark cabal in your daily lives with everybody that you know that's acting on the shady side. That's on you. That's not me. And maybe that's why I'm left alone, because too many people have their shady spots that they don't want to elevate. It's okay. Maybe that whale's alone because there isn't a big enough male whale to handle her beautiful song. Maybe he's like, nah, dude, I don't understand you. She says, excuse me, I'm not a dude, you know. He's like, oh, I'm going to go swim with the dudes. She's like, bye, Alicia. Oh, yeah, you can tell what mood I'm in, right? It's really because it was just a few days ago I heard somebody, um, well, I've heard too many videos pretending like, oh, like you're the chosen one and you're here to be left alone quiet in these times with no friends because your aura and your mind is out there for other people to follow. Get a fucking grip with your bullshit. I'm done with it. If you want people really think like that, you need to go drop dead somewhere and stop sucking off of people that are actually doing the hard work. So, I think I got more to say on that too, especially with the religious communities that use this. We've got to like forgive these people that are doing us wrong and overlook it, and you're going to be rewarded in the future. And no, I'm alive right now. I want a good fucking life right now, not tomorrow, not in the future, right now. And it's time for people like you or I to have a nice day without these brainwashing bastards, these ego bastards taking from us and trying to tell us that it's a normal thing and everything's going to be all right. No, this is brainwashing bullshit 101 that they're handing us. So, well, I'm going to get this uploaded. I appreciate you joining me. I had to air this. I had to tell people exactly how I feel. If you think that somebody's aura is benefiting you because you don't have your own, better think twice. It's not fun, it's not funny, and it's downright unnatural and cold-hearted. Stick it wherever it needs to fit. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.